All right, welcome to another episode of the Joe Dunnrite Show. Today we're going to talk about the Remington 222 cartridge. It's actually was really designed for bench rest shooting. It's actually a very nice target cartridge. It's a skosh smaller than the 223, which is more of the military, the 5.62 round, very common, the 223, but this is a 222. It is a very accurate round and kind of a smaller class cartridge. Varmint hunting, coyotes, bobcats. I've actually hunted coos, white-tailed deer in southern Arizona. Coos are the smaller little whitetails. About the maximum bullet I ever have loaded is a 65 grain bullet, which is pretty big for a 222. But it's actually very stable. And favorite powder to use on this cartridge is the Benchmark. I'm a big fan of the IMR 4064 that we've talked about before, but I really like the Benchmark. It's a little hotter primer, a little less powder, not as compressed of a load. So anyway, a couple things that we talk about. We've got a couple different rounds that I've loaded over the years. Some Sierras, 55 grain. I've loaded some Winchester components. This is a 64 grain. This is a pretty large component for the 222. Some of you might even challenge me on that I'm kind of pushing the limits, and I probably am. But for like a white-tailed deer, it works out fine. I shot a nice little buck a few years ago with this 222, and that deer went 2 feet, and it went 2 feet straight down. It literally went nowhere. Very deadly bullet. It just exploded inside. The other thing I have loaded with the 222s, and we talked about these for the 308s, but it's the Barnes TSX. Not a big fan of those for a 308, but in this little 222, pushing over 3,000 feet per second, this thing explodes. And when we talked before about, when I talked to Barnes about the 308, they said it wasn't going fast enough. You need to be moving along over 3,000 feet per second. And this little bullet's probably doing, I think, around 3,500 feet per second. I used it for a varmint hunt, and it was very, very lethal. So, you might consider that. But the 222s are really stable, accurate round, great for varmint hunting. Not so great for plinking, only because the rounds are more expensive. If you're going to go out and buy a gun that you want to go out and just shoot, I would get a 223, because that round is readily available most of the time. Not so much now during the coronavirus; they're hard to come by. But you can buy those rounds off the shelf pretty cheap. But that's really it. I just wanted to touch bases on the 222. Great little round, very accurate, out to a long ways. So. Anyway, that's all today. We'll talk to you later. Come visit. Give me your comments. Challenge what I say. I'm happy to hear from you. Thanks.